Hi everyone, Neil, Digital Impact Solutions, and today we continue our video series about link building, and we're going to move on to discuss link building metrics. So, in a previous article I said to determine whether a link was actually worthwhile pursuing or not, you should ask yourself, if Google didn't exist, would I bother? This is still the most important metric to consider, but what else should you be looking at? So below I'm going to highlight some of the key metrics to consider when actually looking at links and seeing if one's actually link worthy or not. So, domain authority. What is domain authority? So Google obviously needed a way to determine how good a site is and how a link was in terms of link building. So up until 2013, Google nicely gave us a score called PageRank, and it was a score out of 10, with 10 being the best links and 0 being either least or no authority whatsoever. So a kind of good score was anything between a PageRank of 3 and a PageRank of 6 in the SEO world. Unfortunately, just like many things in the SEO world, we can't have nice things. So it was actually taken away because people using this to game the system. It would only take maybe, a dozen PR6 links, which you could easily achieve from really good sites with minimal effort to actually rank on page 1. So Google actually publicly stopped using this score in 2013 because it didn't actually reflect the SEO world and the metrics, so they took that away. However, there is still actually really good SEO software that can measure the authority of a site, along with other metrics, and it looks at the quality of the sites linking back to it. So these are, you got moz.com, you got majestic.com, you've got ahrefs.com and semrush.com. You simply enter the URL into one of these tools and it'll give you a score out of 100, and also shows you a long list of all the links linking back to it. Great, eh? However, a word to the wise. While it's a good guide, don't rely on it 100%. Because what I do find is some of them can easily be gamed. For example, Moz's Link Explorer, you can have a really good site, say domain authority of 90, but when you actually look at it, it's not all that great and it's not even probably relevant to what you want. So just a word to wise on that. However, when you're looking at it, scores around 30 plus, have a look at the site. So now we're going to move on to page authority. So as above I said about the domain authority measures the domain in general, while page authority actually considers the page itself. Why does this matter? Well, when you think about it, look at a site like blogger.com, massive domain, massive amount of sites on it, but if you go to any one of those pages, you'll find that it's only got a page authority of about 1, because the link equity isn't shared across all the pages. So basically, when looking at page authority, you want to be looking for, again, a metric of around 25, 30 plus. That means that site's got some good metrics to help you shift that ranking needle, improve your rankings. So I would definitely recommend paying attention to both metrics. So relevancy. If there's one key information we'll take away from today's video, it's that relevancy is the most important metric. So how relevant is the niche to your site you're trying to improve visibility on? Let's say, for example, you're trying to promote your driving school. You've done your research, you've found a really good high link on a medical site, domain authority say 40, page authority 36. You think, I can get a link on that site, look at the authority on that, that's brilliant. However, does that make any sense? What would Google think about you having a link to your driving school and medical site? Looks as though you're trying to game the system to me. So again, ask yourself, if Google didn't exist, would you bother? Probably not. Relevancy can also mean looking out for other spam sites. Understand that if you've not been in the SEO game for a while, you probably don't really recommend or even recognize what actual a spam site is. But here, a bit of common sense can actually prevail. So these are sites that companies might pitch to you in an email. Avoid them. So SEO-friendly directories, sites with multiple general categories such as art, business, computing, reference, shopping, etc. And they don't have a .co.uk domain, a top-level domain. So if you're in the UK, for example, avoid. Unless they're kind of relevant to the niche, they're about home improvement sites, then that's absolutely fine. Social bookmarking, I used to love these. You could build 100 of these back in 2007 to 2010. Really good sites. Think of sites like Reddit. You basically upvote your favourite site. They're not as popular these days, don't see many around, but still they are getting pitched. Article directories, private blog networks. These are high authority sites which will allow you to guest post on a fee basis. But when you look at them, they all kind of share the similar template. They look general kind of arts directory, leisure, etc. So check the domain authority, but also check with Hrefs as well, because what a lot of these sites will happen, they'll have high domain authority, but when you check them in Hrefs, you've got a low score. Also look for spelling and grammar and previous articles as well. So number of links. These are mainly directories, reference or favorite link sections. Remember that every link on a page gives away some of that page juice. So any more than about 100 links on a page, and you're going to be diluting that link juice you will receive. So again, yeah, number of links, important one. Frequency of posting. So again, a site that has not been updated for a while may be a sign that the site owner either doesn't update it, or the site has fallen out of favour with Google and they're looking for whatever exposure they can get. To have a look at this, simply site semicolon into Google with the site you want to check, and it will tell you if any of those actual pages are indexed in Google. If they're indexed, fine. These are just some of the metrics you should be checking out to see if a site is either worthy of reaching out or basically to avoid. And I would recommend setting up a simple spreadsheet and putting all these metrics in, so you can record the sites you find, and you can actually easily then see which ones you actually want to link from. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. And of course, if you're struggling with link building or want someone to manage your link earning process, why not give us a call? Cheers, guys. Have a great day. Thank you very much.